What is up, Square Nation? Welcome back to No Counters, No Combos, and today we're going to be going over the King Piccolo deck that was featured in the recent Battle Chamber video. Shout out to Tristan for giving me his list so I can talk about it, and he was the one that actually won that game. But I also want to give a special shout out to Nate, because Nate has been playtesting this deck as well. Me and him have been playtesting exclusively, during the day or whatnot, Turles versus the King Piccolo, and we've been going at it for the last couple of weeks or so, and just really understanding both archetypes. So shout out to both of those guys for playing the deck and sharing the list with me. But I also wanted to get right into it because this is going to be our first deck profile going into set 12 rather. I don't have any numbers, as you can see in the top right. There's no projections on pricing or anything like that, so I'm not sure how budget friendly this deck is going to be. But if you're interested in the Demon Clan archetype, definitely something that you can use as like a skeleton and work your way up once you're ready. So if you're looking at King Piccolo on the Unawakened sign, he's a 10k power leader. He has a permanent that you start the game with 6 life. When this card attacks, you can choose up to 1 red Namekian or Demon Clan card in your hand, place it in your life face up. If you do, add 1 card from your life to your hand. So you're swapping life, putting one face up, taking a face down life, whatever the case may be. And then his Awaken is when your life is at 2 or less, or you have 2 or more of your life flipped face up, you can draw 3 cards, place the top card of your deck in your life, and flip this card over. So when he awakens, he draws 3, and he gets you an extra life. So he goes from 6 to 7, or he goes from 5 to 6. Wherever your life total's at, you're gaining a life when you awaken, which is really interesting, I think. It's probably the first of its kind that we've seen. And you're going to be able to fulfill that awakening condition pretty early because of the auto. Now, once you awaken, you're a 15k power King Piccolo Demonic Rejuvenation. Auto, when this card attacks, choose up to 3 red Namekian or Demon Clan cards in your hand, place them in your life face up, then add that many cards from your life to your hand. So you're basically swapping. So as you see, as we go over the cards in the deck, there are benefits to being able to put cards face up in your life because you do get skills from comboing and stuff like that when they're face up in your life. But basically, you're going to take three cards in your hand that you don't want in your hand, put them in your life face up, and then draw 3 new cards. So you're not really, plussing 3, but you're seeing 3 different cards that you might, need if they're face down, or if they're face up. You can kind of just manipulate what cards you want in your hand and what cards you want to have, for utilizing your life resource, which now your life pile is a resource. He also has a pretty nifty activate battle once per turn. If you have a red Namekian or Demon Clan card face up in your life, place the top card of your deck in your life face up, then you can combo with 1 face up Namekian. So like I said before, you're going to be putting those cards face up in your life so you can get the combo skills, but you're not losing a life. So like if you have 6 life and you combo with one of them, you don't go from 6 to 5, you're just replacing the life with the top card of your deck. So you're not really losing any advantage there. You're just gaining the extra ability of being able to combo something from your life and then getting the skill off of whatever it is that's being comboed. So we're going to switch on over here to the deck itself, which we have pulled up right here. As you can see, this is Shenron's Lair. And this is kind of the ratios that Tristan kind of gave me. So for the most part, it's pretty, Demon Clan heavy. And that's for consistency reasons. Obviously, you want to be able to have, enough valid targets for your leader skill. And you want to be able to hit your deck consistently. Now, we've been talking about the shift from goodstuff.deck to like archetype specific decks, and I think set 12 is where that's really going to shine. Like if you lean heavily and you invest in the archetype heavily, you're going to be rewarded for doing that. So the first card I want to go over here is the Unison. We have Piccolo Jr., Descendant of the King. He's a 2-cost red restricted Unison auto. When your opponent activates a counter skill, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards with 15k power or less and KO it. I think that skill is phenomenal because it's not once per turn. So whether it's offense or defense, if your opponent tries to negate something or tries to counterplay something, with all of the body counters that we have flying around right now, you're going to be able to KO something on your opponent's board. His +1's an activate main, draw a card, pretty straightforward. And then he has an activate main -2, choose up to 1 of your red battle cards with an energy cost of 3 or less. Choose all of your opponent's battle cards with power less than or equal to the chosen card, KO them. This card gains Rejuvenate once per turn. Remove 2 markers from this card for the turn. So that effect, that -2 effect, is insane, because basically what you're doing is you're targeting one of your cards and you're KOing your opponent's board where their power is less than or equal to that card. So if you have a 15k battle card that you choose, whatever's 15k or less on your opponent's side of the board is going to get KO'd. If for some reason you choose a bigger target, like if there's a way to, which there is, to manipulate the attack power of your 3-drops in this deck, and you can raise it and get it up to like 20, 30, maybe even 40k, you're talking serious board wipes. And that's just a -2 on a 2-drop unison that's going to uptick very quickly. And I believe the symbol, which we'll go over as we go through the deck itself, adds markers to the unison or adds cards to the unison to activate skills. So this guy's just really, really good. Be careful when you're trying to play around him with counter skills, because you will commit to something being popped on your side of the board unless it has barrier, of course. The next card we want to go over here is Attack of the Demon Clan. It's a 1-drop red extra card, activate battle. If your leader card is a red King Piccolo, place 1 red Demon Clan card with energy cost of 3 or less from your deck in your life face up. Combo with 1 face up red Demon Clan card in your life, then shuffle your deck. So basically, you're taking 1 Demon Clan from your deck, putting it in your life, comboing with another one that's already there, getting the plus off of that. So you're exchanging your lives there, but then you're getting the pluses off of the combo abilities of the Demon Clans once they're face up in life. So it's just a really good, it's like a play extender at this point. I mean, 1 red energy for an activate battle is not that bad. And as you can see, everything so far is pretty cheap. I think the only thing that you're really going to have to invest a lot of energy into is the unison itself being 2 energy. I think everything else is pretty cheap and straightforward, or it comes in for free or something like that. So Attack of the Demon Clan is just a really good card that helps facilitate that combo ability, getting the stuff out of your deck, thinning your deck, and then you draw into your good pieces. So the first battle card we're going to go over here is Piano Reign of Terror. He's a 1-drop unique, 4k power, 5k combo. That's irrelevant. Auto once per turn. If your leader card is a red King Piccolo, when a card is placed in your life face up from any area other than your life, draw 1 card. Auto, if your leader card is a red King Piccolo and you flip one face up card in your life face down, when this card is placed in your drop area from your battle area by an opponent's skill, place this card from your drop with its skills negated. So, ooh, that's a lot of text. So basically what this guy does is every time you facilitate your life gain with a face-up life, you get to draw a card. So he helps you maintain hand advantage, because most of the time you're going to be utilizing your resources from your hand to be able to activate those combo skills or those activate battle skills on the leader, and you're going to kind of deplete your resources. But Piano allows you to just keep kind of maintaining, the consistency of drawing cards per turn, because you're going to draw for turn, you're going to draw off the unison, and you're going to draw off Piano. So you're going to be drawing 3 cards per turn, which is really good. So those 3 cards can now change themselves into your leader's auto, and then it just kind of supplements it that way. So you're not really negging, you're going even. And he also has the added bonus of if he's KO'd, he comes back just by putting one of your face up life face down. So you don't really have to worry about having multiple copies of him to be able to play him to maintain your consistency. So this is just a really good 1-drop. We also have King Piccolo, Dragon Ball Obsession. He's a 1-drop red. Auto, when this card is played, look at up to 5 cards on top of your deck. Add 1 red Namekian or Demon Clan with energy cost 4 or less, or 1 red unison with specified cost 2 among them. So he basically searches your unison, which is awesome, but he also targets any single one of these cards in your deck here except for your 6-drop. Every other card, obviously in Topo because he's not archetype specific, but every other card in this deck is searchable, and the fact that you have a searchable super combo here with Dependable Warrior Piccolo, I think is really nifty. Granted, you can make the argument that it might be worth it to play Raditz because he can bottom deck something and then you can see 2 new cards. Sure, but searchable super combos that you can get early on are always going to be really good, and he's in tune with the specific archetype stuff, being a red Namekian himself. These extra cards here, the 2-2 split, I think is really interesting. Me personally, I would probably just go for 4 Violent Rays. I just think it's a superior card to Wolfang Fist. Yes, Wolfang Fist can be played for free if you control a unison, and you can use it as many times as you want. But I think Violent Rays, just being able to stop, go wide strategies is very important. Or if you want to stop 20k unison from attacking, that's also very important as well. So I mean, obviously for situational reasons, in a best of 1, this is probably okay. But if I was playing best of 3s, I'd probably main 4 Violent Rays and side 2 Wolf Fangs, and then just do that that way depending on the matchup. We already went over the Piccolo Super Combo. That's pretty much self-explanatory. When your life is at 4 or less, you combo with this card, draw a card. So he's just a regular 10k draw. We have King Piccolo, the new ruler. He's a 3-drop, 2 restricted red, double strike, permanent. If your leader card is red, this card gets plus 5,000 power, and your opponent can't activate blocker skills in response to this card's attack. So he's going to be swinging for 20k double and can't be blocked, which is huge. Activate main. If you have a red Unison card and play with 3 or more markers on it, play this card from your hand, and you can't play copies of this card for the turn. Auto, at the end of the turn, send this card to the warp. So he basically comes in for free if your Unison has 3 or more markers on it, and he's a 20k double striker that can't be blocked. And then if you have the ability to go up into the EX Evolve chain, I'm pretty sure he would stick on the board because he's a new card. Now, obviously, EX Evolve doesn't restand, so this Piccolo is going to be in rest mode when he comes in, but it saves you from losing this card to warp. This guy's just a house. 20k double strike that can't be blocked is huge. If your opponent's exhausted all of their defensive resources and all they have left is a blocker and they're feeling comfortable with blocker, he's just going to get right around that. There's another Demon Clan for the archetype specific stuff, but having a 20k double striker that they could bring in for free is huge in my opinion. Now, these next 3 cards are very important. You have Drum, Cymbal, and Tambourine. These guys all have combo into play effects when they're comboed off of life. I think the best one is Drum, simply because he's a barrier blocker. But he also has a really good ETB. So auto, if your leader card is a red King Piccolo, when this card is played, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and it gets minus 10k power for the turn. Now remember, these guys all come in for free when they're comboed from life. See, at the end of the battle where this card was using a combo from life, play this card. They all have that auto. So any one of these can come in. Now, what I think is a little busted is that Cymbal and Drum are not unique. Obviously, it makes sense for Tambourine to be unique because of his auto, basically giving him an extra attack. He'd be a 20k dual attacker that you could swarm the board with. I feel like that's fair. But in my opinion, the bigger problem is the Drum, because a 15k barrier blocker that you can swarm the board with is just going to give you infinite value, infinite defensive strats, and just being able to play him off the combo is huge in my opinion. Cymbal here, same thing. When he's comboed off of life, comes into play. Activate main once per turn. If your leader card's a red King Piccolo, choose up to one of your red Unison cards with Rejuvenate in its skill text. You may place one red Demon Clan card from the drop area under it. If you do draw a card, then add a marker. So Cymbal is a good way of getting cards underneath your Piccolo Unison in case you want to activate Rejuvenate at some point. But you also get to add markers on him. So Piccolo's going to come in with 2 markers. He's going to plus himself 1, go to 3. And then Cymbal's going to give himself the ability to plus 4 all in one turn. Dealing with 4 markers on a Unison with 15k, obviously you're going to have to commit a lot of attacks to it, but it's something that is detrimental to your survivability. Not so much the win con of Demon King Piccolo, but if you want to survive and you want to maintain your board presence, you want to get rid of this Unison as quickly as possible, because he will be able to deal with your board very efficiently if he needs to do that. And then Tambourine, we kind of touched upon earlier. Auto once per turn. If your leader's a red King Piccolo and you either have 3 or more face-up cards in life or a red Unison card in play with cards under it, when this card attacks, switches to active mode and gets plus 5k power. So if you have 3 face-up life, which is not hard, or if you have a Unison with a card under it, which is not hard, obviously both of those things are very easy to resolve, especially with the combination of symbols and just inherently the leader flipping his life up anyway. You'll be able to have a 20k body with dual attack essentially for the turn. He is unique, so you have to be careful with that, but still, I think he's really good. Just part of this archetype, you're obviously going to want to poop out cymbals and drums as much as you can, but Tambourine's obviously going to push in for more aggressive damage. We're playing, Tristan's playing 2 Topo Righteous Age. This is a really good floodgate for red. If you're true energy, just counter the attack, and then your opponent has to pitch cards if they want to continue to push. Really good defensive strategy in combination with blockers. You basically just eating 2 attacks that turn in case they want to try to make a push. You have options with drum and everything like that. Topo's just a really solid negate for red. That in combination with Violent Rays is not a lot your opponent can do after that. King Piccolo, time to fight. He's a 4-drop, 2 red restricted. EX Evolve, 1 red King Piccolo with energy cost 3 or less. So he can evolve over this guy, or he can evolve over the 1-drop. And basically what he does is when he comes out, when he evolves, you can add up to 1 red Namekian or Demon Clan card with energy costs 4 or less other than himself, or 1 red unison specified costs 2 from your deck, then shuffle your deck. So he's basically searching for, you know, either your unison, or he's searching for any of these other Demon Clan cards that you might need for your activate battle to put them in your life or combo with them just to continue your chain moving. So on and so forth. His other auto, let's just scroll down a little bit here, is once per turn, when this card is played or attacks, choose up to 1 red Demon Clan card in your battle area. It gets plus 20k power for the turn. So this is what I talked about earlier. Like if there's any way for you to buff your 3-drops, your unison just becomes that much more powerful. So the nifty combo that I've been getting demolished with as of late is with Tambourine, right? So we talked about it earlier. Tambourine will get an extra 5k and he'll restand. So he'll essentially be a 20k. Now if you bring this Piccolo out and you give another 20k to Tambourine, he's now a 40k. So if you minus the 2 markers off of the unison and you target your 40k Tambourine, you're essentially going to pop your opponent's entire board, anything that's 40k or less. Which, let's face it, that's pretty much almost everything. Granted, if it has barrier, you're not going to be able to do so, but if they don't have barrier, you're going to get rid of a lot very quickly. So this King Piccolo obviously is very, very good, and the fact that he has multiple evolution targets is also very good. Ss4 Bardock fighting against Fate. I really like this card. Tristan explained to me the theory behind this. It's really a toss-up between this or Man on a Mission. He's a 25k overwhelm for 6 dual attack, right? So the full thought process behind this is in a deck that goes wide, you want as many swings as possible. Obviously, Man on a Mission is a great card because he's got double strike crit, which is a lot for your opponent to handle, especially if they depleted all their resources. You know, if you're going wide and they're just trying to overcome the onslaught. But this guy being 25k, he's that extra 5k that gets to swing twice. So it just really all depends. I think it's all player preference at this point. Do you prefer 20k double strike crit, or do you prefer 25k dual attack? And especially if there's like a unison or a threat that you want to remove off the board, that extra 5k might make a huge difference. So this is a tournament promo from set 11, so it might be a little bit harder to get your hands on. But all in all, I think it's definitely worth running as an overwhelm target. And then the last card we're going to go over here is, of course, the boss monster, King Piccolo, Evil Dictator. This guy is, excuse me, this guy is insane, right? He's a 6-drop, 4 restricted red, deflect, double strike, dual attack, auto. When this card is removed from your battle area by a skill or KO'd, play up to 1 red face-up Piccolo Jr. card with their energy cost 4 or less from your life. Activate main, 1 red. If your leader card is a red King Piccolo card, and you choose any number of red Demon Clan cards in your battle area whose total power adds up to 40 or more, place them in the drop, then play this card. So basically, he can come out for 1 red if you can add up a total cost of 40k power. But all you really need to do is that Tambourine combo that we mentioned before. If you can get Tambourine to 40k and then just do whatever you want with Tambourine and he's tapped, you can tap 1 red energy, sack the Tambourine, and go right into this guy. And this guy, like I said, he's a house. Deflect, double strike, dual attack, 25k. That is a lot to deal with. So you guys can see it on paper here. There's a lot that this King Piccolo deck has to offer, and I think it's going to be one of the stalwarts in set 12. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below about this deck. Have you guys been playtesting Piccolo, or any other set 12 decks have you guys been looking into, or you're looking forward to seeing on the channel? Let me know in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Be there or be squared.